Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats and Mayhem. I'm your host, Justin Harvey. You can find me on Twitter at JustinHarvey75. I am joined today by, looks like only one person. What's going on over there, brother?
It's all right. Byron was talking a little too much shit last week, so.
Is that easy? Just cut him off at the neck? Good.
Yeah, actually, he's sleeping with the fishes right now, but it's all right because I'm here, Casey Nielsen at Lucha Gringo.
I bet he is sleeping. So MMMshow 75 or at MMMshow 75 on Twitter if you want to check us out.
Yes.
I gotta start off. I hate starting the show this way. It's happened way too many times. We haven't even done that many episodes of this show, and this is like the 6th time we've done this. We got to send our condolences out to the family of Josh Samman and the whole UFC family and all the sports journalists out there that knew the guy too. He's a young kid. If you don't know him, he was on The Ultimate Fighter. He was a professional fighter. He had a couple of big wins and had a few slips and slides there, but and a guy with a little slightly troubled past and some issues with his girlfriend, kind of always blamed himself for her death behind a car that he was texting her at the time. At least that's his opinion. Some other people said that it really wasn't even his fault, but nonetheless, Josh Samman passed away this week, and it's a loss to the whole MMA community and MMA world. And, we send our condolences out to his whole family. Sad story. Good guy. Look up some of his writing, too. He wrote a book. At 28 years old, he wrote a book about his life, which was very interesting. And he also wrote a lot of really great MMA columns. The guy was an actual MMA journalist as well as a fighter. And one of the few in his age bracket, especially, that had made kind of the transition while still being an active fighter into media. So kudos to him on a life well led while it was around, and sad that it was cut so short.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
And from bad news to good news, or bad news, depending on who you might be, let's talk a little bit about this week's episode of Lucha Underground. This is season 3, episode 5. Are we at episode 5 already, Case?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, man. 5. Wow. King Kong Bundy.
Dude, I like the headphones you got. The headphones you got going on are giving me like that Princess Leia bun vibe. I'm digging it.
Help me, Justin Harvey. You're my only hope. But I do got to say, these are the same headsets I use on the PlayStation 4 to talk shit while I beat people at WWE 2K17 that comes out Tuesday. I'm Lucha Gringo on there too. Add me. Byron Fever on there. He sucks at games. Add him. It'll make you feel so much better about yourself as a gamer. You could be like the shittiest gamer in the world. You will beat Byron badly.
So this sound quality is going to be familiar to several of our listeners who you've whooped up on basically on video games, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. So I got to throw it away to get pinned, bitch, because you'll hear that a lot. Yeah.
This episode we roll right into another Dario style of doom, setting up another great squash match. Except maybe not this time, because it lands. Where did it land, Casey?
Landed on Dr. Wagner Jr., actually.
Whoops. Wow. No, what do you mean?
Okay, this was like the best moment that the people that only watch on TV are not going to see. So the Dial of Doom was having a little bit of issues that day. Like, I don't know how the fuck it works. Like, there's some wires running off set or whatever. It's not a legitimate dial is what I'm saying.
Are you kidding me? You mean they really might actually know ahead of time on a written television show who might be in the matches that night? Come on.
But it's pretty interesting when it lands on the wrong guy and everyone freaks out. Because first it kept landing.
Yeah, you guys must have been so disappointed. You thought you were going to get Matanza versus Dr. Wagner, which would be an awesome match, by the way.
There was a huge pop, and then this stagehand dude jumps and does like a baseball slide under the camera's view, grabs the wheel and goes and knocks it to Prince Puma really quick. And then so the whole audience is like fucking dying laughing, right? And then Hefe turns to him, not missing a beat, and says, "If you do that shit again, I'm gonna fire you." And it was great because Dario doesn't break character. Everyone's dying laughing. And we get Prince Puma, which is a good match too. And a match that hasn't happened because the last time they faced was Puma getting murdered in Aztec Warfare.
I mean, this stuff is great though. Like, imagine if they were trying to do that gag as a live show, televised. They would have taken so much shit. Like, I'm happy for Lucha Underground that they can have these mistakes. We have a quick laugh about it in the temple, but it doesn't F up the show. Like, it's so much better that way. And I'm all for the editing and whatnot. Did the edit look good on TV at least? What did you think of how they put it together?
I was waiting to see it because I was really interested to see how good it looked. It looked fine. So, but that shit was fucking funny. And it reminds me of, like, a lot of people used to say that when WCW did the spin the wheel, make the deal, that the wheel wasn't gimmicked. It was. They just picked the shittiest choice on the wheel and did a fucking coal miner's glove match. So at least here they're looking out for our best interests and giving us the good matches that we want to see. Not that there are like really bad names on the dial. Like everyone there, I would like to see wrestle Matanza. So we're always a winner. But
and with the depth of the Lucha Underground roster, which isn't that deep, I mean, you could potentially in a few weeks have almost every name in the whole roster at least be on the board. Maybe not everyone will get in a match, but I gotta imagine, seriously, every person in the whole roster is at jeopardy of having to face Matanza, which for some who want to fight like that, like Johnny Mundo, might be good for him, but for others, like Masquerita, maybe it won't be so good.
No, and when someone wrestles and loses, their name's taken off the wheel and someone else's name is put on there. So the names that you see this week, it's going to be interesting to see whose name replaces Prince Puma on the wheel. And
yeah, that's a pretty big one. Now, do you think if someone else wins that Dario will keep the wheel going with that person on it, or would that just be a terrible way to defend the title going forward?
I don't know, because he might make all the names Matanza and then just spin it, which would be fucking smart, Like maybe put like Masquerita is like a little sliver size, and then like Matanza is like the rest of the wheel to make them think they have a chance.
I gotta say, I thought Dario was fucking up here by not making the match start immediately. Like for his own brother's sake, dude, if you draw Puma, you want to catch him off guard and make him come out immediately, like before he even laces up his mask. Get the guy out there and beat him down. Like I thought that I was like, shit, Puma's gonna win this thing because Dario is half stepping and not calling Puma to the ring right now and making it the main event. Don't get me wrong, it's a main event caliber match, but some of the other ones have been too, and it's just like, Dario, what are you doing, man? Get Puma out there now, catch him off guard. Like that Willie Mack match where he ran in and tried to get the better of the situation, but he wasn't, fully prepared mentally, I think, to go toe to toe with the monster one.
See, the thing is, Matanza whispered to Jefe, he's like, dude, I'm fucking prairie dogging it right now. I got a shit so bad that I can taste it. I'm touching cotton. That one's for Victor. And he just had to shit so bad that he's like, just make it for later in the show because, dude, I got to pinch a loaf.
Oh, man, a monster with a turtle head. I love it.
Exactly. And that's the shit of the gods coming out of you. That's not just regular shit. That's got like pieces of bale in there.
A very athletic monster dump.
Yeah.
So instead of that match, we move right into Ivalisse Mariposa. And I got to tell you guys right now, these are hands down two of the best female wrestlers out there, the best women wrestlers. These aren't the women that you're going to see botch 5 spots before they get to a big finish, like you may see other places. And I was really excited as soon as I realized this match was on. I was not in the temple for this match. I don't think I ever even knew this match took place. So this one was news to me, and I was stoked about it. And Ivalisse really hasn't gotten enough TV time for no fault of anyone's, other than weird injuries to her and just what's been going on, and no fault of DJs or any of the writing guys either. She just didn't get on season 2 as much as a lot of us would have hoped. But I was stoked. I was like, holy shit, this is a great match. I don't like, these two can seriously F and go. And after Mariposa in the No Mas match, I was just like, let's see it. Let's bring the house down right off the bat. Another, and Lucha Underground keeps doing this. The first match of the show is like a marquee match. It's like what they used to do back in WCW right at the beginning of the second hour, where they drop in that big match of like, whatever, and then you get to your headliner match at the very end. But that match at the beginning of that second hour is always just fire. Either it was a cruiserweight match or maybe it was the U.S. title or something big. Lucha Underground's doing that with their lead match almost every week now. What do you think of this thing?
Oh, dude, I love the match, but Marty on the outside was so great. Like when Mariposa was grabbing her and he's like, "Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me." I'm like, "Oh, that is so great. He's so creepy." And
dude, he is really brilliant. That was perfect. And this is the first time we're seeing him since WMD, right? At ringside.
Yeah, and I want to point out nobody saved Ivalisse when she was getting beaten down after the match, because that's important later.
Yeah, it is important. And I don't mind jumping into it right now. We can go out of order a little bit here. I do want to talk about the finish of this match because Ivalisse did catch a beatdown after the match, but she went into this sick flip. What was that? She calls it a Desert Eagle. I tweeted about it after the show, and she actually retweeted and responded, and she said it's called that finish was called the.
Shit. Sorry, my connection dropped for a second. I'm sorry.
No worries. But there are other names for like a Code Red, I think. Isn't it normally called a Code Red?
Yeah, Code Red. The Yoshi Tonic is up for it. That's what it's called in Japan.
I don't know that I've seen a female wrestler outside of Japan do that move either. I've seen some of the Japanese women do it, but I don't know if I've seen any of the American women do it as a regular finisher. Maybe one or two have dropped it in here or there, but I think it's a great look for her, especially if she can pull it off. And hopefully, I think with the fact that the women wrestle the men a lot in Lucha Underground too is great, because I think she'll have some other people out there that can really sell that for her. Cheerleader Melissa or Mariposa,
cool move.
She had no problem selling it, of course, because she's a freaking hero. I almost feel bad that Mariposa kind of has to job a lot just because of her storyline, because she's freaking amazing. People don't doubt it. Like, you can't have a no mas match where Sexy Star looks that good without Mariposa in there with her.
So mask aside, she's basically in the Mankind role right now, despite looking at him, because she's just taking sick bumps and losing all the time, which kind of sucks. But, she'll have her day in the sun, hopefully. But, yeah. She's there to have good matches with people.
Definitely, I think, like, if you're on Twitter, shout at both of those women. At Future Legend CF, I think, is Mariposa, and at Real Ivalisse is Evie's Twitter. Shout at them and let them know how sick and awesome this match was. Women's wrestling right now is at a level overall across the whole business that it's probably never been at before. And I honestly believe that these two are way, way at the top of the game. I think they're probably better than 90% of the women out there, and I think that the 10% above them is mostly in Japan. And so kudos to both of them for once again taking all of women's wrestling to another level where people aren't even going to call it women's wrestling anymore. It's just wrestling, people. This was just another great match. Stick finishers, great storyline, made perfect sense. The work rate was through the roof. You can't deny it. And I don't even need to really even say any more about that, other than let's move into the vignette. So yeah, Evie catches a beatdown afterwards, with a little bit of a 50-50 feel to it. So you go away with the heat back on the moss, but no run in. Yet we see her backstage with her new beau, the formerly known as Sami Callihan. Now I can finally call him Jeremiah, which we've known for a while was going to be his name in Lucha Underground. We won't go any more into it than that, but thank God he's finally debuting, because if you haven't seen Sami Callihan wrestle out on the indies or some of these other promotions, you guys are in for a treat.
He's one of those dudes that needed the right home for his style, right? This is the right home for his style. WWE was not going to be. So don't be like putting all that hacker bullshit on him, people. Just watch him here and be happy, because he's already this cool scumbag character that said he was late because he thought she was going to be in the main event, which is great. And
also one of the first things he asked her was like, "Did you lose?" Like, at least he's got his priorities straight. But I was disappointed
good times.
because the storyline wise where this is going was Ivalisse told him she doesn't want to see him in the temple like as a performer, and I'm going, no, Evie's a heel to me now. Like, what are you telling Sammy not to wrestle for? Like, screw you, Ivalisse. I want to see this dude wrestle. What's wrong with you? He could have saved your ass out there tonight.
Yeah, he could have. But he thought she was in the main event and that she would be okay and win. So it's not his fault. And sure, he had a little drink backstage. He was just nervous about being in the temple. He's not the first person to bring a flask into the temple. Let's just put it that way.
Wow, you're just going to call it out like that? Look, I know you guys see me with my flask, but this has never broken the outer seal of the temple. So I'll just tell you guys right now, it's not me.
No, it's not any of us, but they know who they are. Watching you.
Definitely not me. Definitely not me. Well, I just think, the great part of this to me is we're either leading to, Ivalisse likes a bad boy. It's not her fault. She's just like, she likes Son of Havoc, who's this biker dude, furry. Yeah. She's got Sammy. My honest hopes are this. That I don't mind another boyfriend angle for Ivalisse as long as she comes out of the whole thing looking strong again. But I don't want to see her get bogged down in every storyline being a kind of gender related thing, that she has to have a boyfriend. But it's a good way to introduce Sammy, so I don't really have a problem with it yet.
And plus, she's just tired of bagel bites being stuck in the beard. Like it's gross. Those are like from a week ago.
Those little square chunks of pepperoni just kind of dripping out of the cheese in your beard. That's really sick. That's foul. The other thing I will say is the hopefully we get to see Sammy versus Marty at some point. I would hope that if she's dope. Kind of got a little vibe that maybe it could lead to that, and hopefully sooner than later. And the other thing is, if she dumps him, if it doesn't work out, if he shows up at the temple and she's pissed, maybe we get Ivalisse versus Jeremiah. Sammy. I'm going to start calling him Jeremiah, even though you guys know me. I fuck up and use people's indie names and shit all the time. I'm so bad with it. Case Fabe hates it. So, yeah, I mean, that's
who's
the
future
worst
legend CF, and what does she have to do with Mariposa, Justin? Jesus. Kayfabe.
Yes, sorry, I'm terrible with this. Yeah, but even Lucha Underground main Twitter themselves acknowledges her at Future Legend CF. They retweet her, and a few of the other performers now too. Because I think at first they were staying away from the performers that weren't tweeting under their Lucha names, but now I think they get the retweets and they know that everybody freaking knows. So I think I think old school kayfabe is dead. Let's just be honest. There's a new way to kayfabe, and what it is using your real Twitter handle of whatever name you're using out on the indies and talking shit on the Twitters at your opponents, which is great. Like Killshot and Marty went back and forth on Twitter a little bit, and you see Famous B will always retweet stuff too. It's like that. Those are the smart performers. There's a few other people that I'm worried about, like need to get on Twitter, like AR Fox. Where you at, bro? Like for real. AR Fox is like the hardest performer, especially to be on the indies. Like, bro, you will drive up your booking fees if you get a little love on the social media. What's up, dude?
And hopefully, plus, dude, we want you on our show.
Oh,
You're like our favorite wrestler. Come on.
You have to go through the school that he teaches out of at Atlanta to get a hold of that dude, I think. But, he books enough shows, but so somebody out there knows how to get at him. Anyway, so the other vignette that we need to talk about is the Mundo vignette with his abs of fate. What did you think about this vignette?
Oh, that abs line was so great. I don't believe in fate. Do you think these abs were divine intervention? That's just fucking amazing. Oh.
Yeah, honestly, the first time I watched the show, I did watch it twice, but the first time I watched the show, I completely missed half of whatever Dario and Mundo were setting up after that because I was in tears. I was tweeting about that line. I was just like, that shit was so classic. The rest of the show can just stop now.
Glad it didn't though, because we saw some crazy shit. And we're getting Jack Evans versus Sexy Star. Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. how did Mundo screw himself here? He goes in to demand a title shot and then says, okay, well, if not a title shot, then Gift of the Gods will work for me. And then Dario's like, oh, yeah, that's great. You guys did beat Sexy Star last week. She should totally be in a match, but you didn't get the pin, so let's give it to Jack since he was the one that went over on her. And I was just like, damn, Mundo, how bad is your luck?
All I know is that Jack Evans, okay, I was thinking about this earlier today, Justin. To be a successful wrestler, this is coming from Dynamite Kid's book, right? You have to be, there's 3 things to look for in a wrestler, and Bret Hart repeated it in his too. You gotta have a good look. You gotta have a good, mic skills, and you gotta be a good wrestler. If you're 2 of those things, you're successful. Jack Evans is all 3 of those things. I won't mention his opponent. We can move on.
Okay. I will abide by everything that you just did there. One last segue before we since we already talked about one from later, but the Follow the White Rabbit. Holy trippy balls. I know you aren't in the realm of hallucinogenic drugs yourself there, Casey, but I got to tell you that I found this to be enlightening. I felt like I needed some medical attention afterwards. I didn't know if I was imagining this segment myself or if this was really happening.
I never saw a segment, Justin. I don't know what you're talking about. There wasn't a segment on TV. I think you were imagining it.
With the rabbit and the thing and the logo and the...
I got beef with the cable guy, Justin. It said these guys were debuting this week, not a vignette teasing us. Damn it.
TikTok. You're just going to have to wait, brother. TikTok.
I know. I should have seen what time it was and then, subtracted so I knew when the exact moment was, like when Jericho debuted.
Okay, well, so this is also the segment, though, that disproves many of us, even though I think DJ kind of outed that we were all wrong anyway. But this is the segment that disproved that the TikTok is not referring to the Toll Man Kevin Cross. It is, in fact, referring to whatever this rabbit logo group is going to be here, which I think we can accurately say is most likely Paul London because we saw him wearing.
Oh, Justin, I lost logo. You.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? It might be you. I think I'm still good. Yeah, I think you're frozen on your end. We saw Paul London wearing the rabbit logo in the season trailer, and I'm pretty sure it's the same logo here. So I don't know exactly where this is going, but it seems like if they're going with some kind of trippy, weird Alice in Wonderland thing or something, that this would be these segments are going to be awesome. I mean, this is something that none of us have seen. So maybe if we get some cool production stuff and some special effects or some weird trippiness added into the ultra gore and violence and the deaths of characters, God, poor Sinestro bit it last week. So you add that in with the ring stuff and everything else is going to be awesome. I think I lost Casey there, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about Tejano Cage. Second match of their best of 5. And it's really sad. Hey,
fuck my connection, Justin. Fuck my connection. Seriously.
You're still there under another connection. Oh, there, just disappeared. That's hilarious. I just finished talking about the Rabbit Tribe and kind of moved into Tejano and Cage. This is the second of their best of 5. This is so unfortunate, people. These guys are killing themselves. This was taped 8 months ago, and they're feeling the sting of wrestling fans having just watched this damn Sheamus versus Cesaro best of 7 thing with the weird 50-50 finish and weeks and 2 months of that match basically. So I think that people are kind of hating on this, which is a shame because, as you know, if you've listened to this show, I have become in the last year or two a huge Tejano mark. Love the guy's in-ring work.
Yeah.
And Brian Cage, this dude, or just Cage, the machine, this dude flies like a luchador sometimes. Like the first time I saw him in person at the Temple, I was like, this big dude from the indies that I see wrestling up the street is now in Lucha Underground doing like standing moonsaults and diving over the top rope onto people. Like this dude goes like 280, 290. What, are you kidding me? Though he
Dude,
might not go that he's shorter than I thought he would be, but he's still a big dude.
You know, I just gotta do a public service announcement in regards to this versus the WWE one. This one has a concise finish and actually has a payoff.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like we have to tell people, like, don't look for crappy WWE 50-50 booking of this thing. Like, please give these guys some of your love and respect. They seriously are doing it on another. Not that Sheamus and Cesaro weren't, but like this angle is not as lame as what they did in WWE. It's just not. So,
and plus, it doesn't have Sheamus in it. Fuck that guy. He's like my least favorite wrestler in the world.
No, but it does have a big white dude with a mohawk. So versus a guy from another country. So
yeah,
maybe there's too many similarities for people. I won't say anything else about it. Cage is up 2-0 here. So we'll see where it goes.
Time to get some work in, Tejano.
Yeah, I hope Tejano gets some of his action back in there. Maybe I think Tejano needs to take it a little more into strong style, brawler style, and then he can pick up a win. I think he's been playing Cage's game, keeping it kayfabe. I think that he's been playing Cage's game right now, and that's why you're seeing Cage pick up the wins. Like, stay away from the high-flying action.
Kick him in the dick. There you go.
Yeah, why not? Let's ground him. That's what he's got to do. He's got to ground the machine. And the machine chants, like we started talking about this before, like if you guys didn't notice it this time, the Terminator chant going on there, the get your shit in chants, the who better than Cage, like, dude, his chants are through the roof right now. He was super, super, super over in the Temple through the end of season 2 was kind of where it started, and he is like one of the faves at the Temple now. So expect to see the
I was rooting for Tejano, Justin. I was rooting for Tejano.
I don't think I was back then yet, but now if that match was happening now and we were sitting there, I would totally be rooting for Tejano. Anyway, our last match, Puma Matanza Cueva. Holy shit. Like, this was I tweeted that I thought I was watching Ultima Lucha.
Yeah, it was a great match. Great finish. The right person won. And Vampiro is just echoing what I was saying last week. Embrace the darkness, Puma. It's your only hope.
Yeah, come on. Are we going to get a full-on Puma Dark here? I don't and this is, again, one of those things. Don't think that I'm working you people, because all we saw at the Temple was Puma would get in the ring and have matches, and sometimes the finishes we'd be like, huh? What's going on here? Huh? Like, I don't know if he goes full Puma Dark or not, but I hope that he does. I really hope that he does.
Needs all the help he can get if Mil Muertes is staring at him across from a ring. A man he's never beaten, Mil Muertes.
Well, and like, look, to beat Mil going dark would be good. I just feel like he needs that Vampiro touch, though, and I don't know if Vamp is the full Vamp right now, because he feels like he's a little more Ian Hodgkinson right now.
Do you mean by Vampiro touch? Do you mean tying him up and pouring candle wax on him? Because
that is kind of what I mean. Even though I know there's some ladies out there that would love that kind of slash fiction in Lucha Underground, I don't know if I want to see Vamp tie up Puma. I think that might be a little stranger even than Pentagon.
Yeah, I'm sure that the Mil Muertes slash fiction is very popular online, but this was cool because Mil Muertes runs in, starts fucking up Puma. The ref's about to do the DQ, and Jefe says, "You didn't see shit. Keep it going."
Dude, one of these days, I think we need to get a Marty Elias versus Dario Cueto match somehow, because poor Marty is always the one reffing these big matches, and then he's always getting told by Dario how to do his job. Like, that was a DQ, man. Like, look, and Matanza would keep the belt in a DQ, right?
Yeah,
like, so why not do it?
Because he wanted to hit Puma with the Wrath of the Gods. That's why. He just wanted to see Puma get fucked up, which after getting Cerro Miedo'd in the face, I got to say, I enjoy seeing Puma get fucked up too.
I love the Wrath of the Gods. It's a very athletic move that makes me want to eat corn on the cob.
Yeah, or some nice Cobb salad. Yeah.
Ooh, Cobb salad. I do like Cobb salad. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even have any specific notes about the match because I was just sitting there like, episode 5 in the first like quarter of this season, we're getting this already. This is amazing. Like this, I didn't expect to see a match like this until Ultima Lucha, or maybe kind of midway through the season, like when they're kind of resetting things or whatever. I was very, very, very surprised. This match was top notch. And I think very easily, out of everything that happened in wrestling the whole week, I think very easily this was the best match. Maybe not the finish because you had a little bit of a interference and whatnot, but the overall performance and work, and well, this is a match I could watch over and over again. Loved it.
Yeah.
We finished the episode with our homeboy Killshot.
Yeah.
Love Killshot.
Working out in the dirty ass gym in the temple.
Yeah, and if you like Killshot, tell his friend at Strickland Shane on Twitter how much you like Killshot. I'm sure
and how much you'd like him on our show.
How much his friend would love to hear that.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay, so I have so many questions. Question number 1. Joey says, I don't know who sent this. What am I, a detective? Well, Joey, what are you, a fucking mailman? First of all.
I like that. That's a good
second
comeback.
of all, why was there a dick hole in the letter? And was the dick hole there before Joey gave it to him or not? You know, I'm thinking Joey might have fucked the letter. There's a big
Joey might have, but maybe this is from, a prison pen pal.
Maybe,
you know how those things go.
He's like, look, Killshot, you left me for dead, and I've been fucking pieces of paper the whole time and getting paper cuts all over my dick, but now I'm coming to the temple to fuck you over. It's symbolism. Yes. You're welcome, DJ. I just showed symbolism to the whole audience. Thank you. Is that Byron trying to contact you saying,
yeah, okay, I'm not leaving you hanging, Case. It's actually by B-Ron. Let's see if he can actually log in. This will be hilarious because by the time Byron logs in, we'll already be talking about MMA. See, you guys see how fast and smooth this show goes when Byron is not going, well, in regards to this Lucha Underground thing, I wanted to talk about WWE for 25 minutes. See
yeah, we would still be talking about Sheamus. Sheamus and Cesaro would still be the topic right now, but it's okay because that whole time.
No, we'd be talking about Dolph Ziggler by now in a conversation that started about Cage and Tejano.
I hate Dolph Ziggler too. He's also one of my least favorite wrestlers.
Cleveland,
like, dude, all the things that I've said about Sexy Star on this show, she's still better than Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler in my eyes. I'm just saying.
I got to get my boy Uncle Tony on. I don't know if you saw the TNA pay-per-view or if you watched Delete and Decay or whatever, but
I watched Delete and Decay. Yeah, with the missed protocol.
My boy Tony from Cleveland is the guy who gets pulled out of the truck. And that
the guy that got
was also on the pay-per-view. Yeah, that's my boy.
That's awesome.
And then he also got thrown into the bushes. He got bumped out to the what's her name, Rosemary, and in a pack of bushes. And he can bump too. Like, he's wrestled some, but he's done like a lot of heel manager stuff in the indies. But yeah, we gotta get Uncle Tony on one of these days because I gotta ask him how in the hell he worked his way into the second biggest vignette of wrestling this year with his freaking pants down. Because I lost it. I'm like, dude, and then you bump on the pay-per-view to the fucking bushes.
That match was a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't be mad at me, EVW, for putting it over. It was fun. I gotta
say, like, those vignettes now, I look forward to them. Like, they have done one thing right this year. And there's some stuff in TNA that I like. I like EC3, still like him. I think the X Division, the matches are still decent, but the storylines are just whack. They need to figure out how to fix that. Lashley as the champ or whatever is,
and that new belt is dumb.
They could be doing something with it.
That belt, like that new belt, that's the round.
The MMA style belt
that they blew the fucking finish.
I like that concept.
Yeah.
I like that concept. I think part of the problem with that belt, though, is you don't have the guys that are in wrestling that would make those styles of matches really work in the TNA roster right now.
No, and Damian Sandow is not that fucking guy. Like,
No, I don't
for
think so
sure.
either.
And
Like,
they
maybe
also
to see him
finish.
in one or two of those matches, but like to have a division like that, you need some of the guys that are respected as kind of being shoot fighters that are
Yeah.
out there, and there's plenty of them, and some of the guys that do a little bit of a rougher style and can do strong style a lot better.
Did you like
TNA
how they showed
never
the graphic?
wanted their roster to be that.
Did you see how they showed the graphic of who won before they announced it? And they got it wrong and had a unanimous decision instead of a split decision. TNA is going to
Oh,
TNA.
God.
You know.
I just
Where's Byron? Did he try to take a shower first? Is he trying to make himself pretty?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Trying
I told him
to
log in now. We're on.
Ruin our flow.
Let's call Byron and see what happens if we call him. See if we can make fun of Byron a little bit here.
Yeah.
Because it's worth it.
It is.
Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I updated my phone overnight, so I don't even know how it works anymore. I would think I was foolish. I held off for a whole week, and then for some reason they bothered.
Hey!
Oh, look, there he is.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, what's up, Byron? How was Horror Nights, dude?
Wait, no, this is great because, Casey, the whole world's going to have to experience what we normally experience, which is Byron working for 10 minutes to try to get the sound to work on his computer, right?
Oh, no. I can't hear him. I can't hear him.
No one can hear him. I love this.
Every week.
So,
it's the same computer every week, too.
I don't know what it is or what Byron changes or what, but every week, like, we log on together before we hit the start broadcast thing. And every week it'll be like 4 or 5 minutes of Byron doing this and clicking at us and listening to us. But then he can't ever get the dang thing to work right. Byron, hi. Show's almost over. Log on. All right, well, we'll just go on without him, Casey. He can just smile and wave at people.
Hey, Byron, nod if there's a gun to your head.
Can you even hear us, Byron? Just nod if you can hear me.
Oh, man. This is going to be great for the... Okay, he can. There wasn't a gun to his head. That's good. Was Horror Nights good? Give us a thumbs up if Horror Nights was good, Byron. Yeah.
He gives us a thumbs up.
Oh, so for people who are listening...
for people who are listening to this later as the audio version, Byron is dressed in a sleazy tank top, and he looks like he was run over by a Jack Daniels truck.
Oh, it's a Lucha
that sleazy
Underground
tank top,
tank
in fact,
top.
Is a Lucha Underground tank top.
You know, I don't think I've shown my dope-ass Warrior shirt. Did this make camera yet? You know, you got the Warriors. You got, like, every gang coming in. Yeah. It's going to be on El Rey Network soon, probably. But, oh, dude, in like 2 hours, for those of you that are, if anyone is watching live this fucking early, El Rey is doing a marathon based around like cannibalism and eating things. I forget what the pun is, but they're going to be playing like Return of the Living Dead. They're going to be playing Chud. They're going to be playing Chud 2, Bud the Chud, where a Chud goes to college.
I remember that one. That's great.
Yeah. So it's all day today.
There are, in fact, definitely some people watching live right now. I think Jamie Gump is watching. I think our boy Coop, the comedian, is watching.
Oh, what's up, dudes?
I don't know who else is up this early, but, you know, you never know whose eyes might be on the show.
If Coop is listening, I should do my Canadian voice, but we don't really have any Canadian quotes to read this week. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. But I'm sure Byron could tell us more about hockey, eh?
He's like, oh, I went to the Horror Nights and I played tonsil hockey with Leatherface and he scored, eh? Right, Byron?
Yeah, I wonder who else is watching. Like, I see retweets from Tammy. And and the good Reverend Reza Cabrona. In my best Jesse Jackson. Byron still can't hear.
That was pretty good. That was way better than the Tejano impression that I still get hate mail over.
Because you like your racism clearly in the black department.
Hey, I just finished watching Cage last night, man.
Oh, dude, don't tell me because I'm on episode 9er.
Oh my God, my boss spoiled the show for me. I'm like, oh, I'm on this episode. And he's like, oh, did this happen yet? And I'm like, fucking no.
Oh, well, when that one thing happened in episode 6 or 7 that I
That's
didn't
what he
think was going
spoiled.
to happen, I was
That's
like,
what he
whoa, this,
Mhm.
because it's not like Daredevil or Jessica Jones when that happens, because you
Mhm.
expect it to kind of play out thematically like some of the other ones have played out. But then I was just like, holy smokes,
And
this
it's
is.
also not like Jessica Jones because it didn't suck.
Oh, I
Uh,
like that one. I like that one,
uh,
but for a completely different reason.
oh,
Oh,
but we just
Byron.
lost Byron.
Bye, bye,
Uh,
Byron. Thanks for being on the
Jessica
show today.
Jones, the
Probably
first
has to
half
restart
was
his whole
cool,
computer.
but then like I felt like Jessica Jones had the story for half a season and they stretched it out. Like, and then it just made her look dumb. Like she should have caught the Purple Man like halfway through. But
Well, and that's exactly what Luke Cage is not doing. I will say this: my one criticism of the Luke Cage thing is definitely the science. There's some not very
mm,
accurate sciencey things going on, and I will just say that suspension of disbelief once Luke goes into the tank. You will find out if you watch it is absolutely required, because at that point in time, all science credibility 100% out the window.
yeah, and that happens more. So the thing is,
Oh God,
just
I'm in
remember
for it
you're
now.
watching a comic book show. That's all you got to do. It's
Well, and a comic book show about a character who is pretty much indestructible and
uh,
could be one of the craziest superheroes ever created. So when they have to start putting some chinks in his armor, it gets a little ridiculous because they made his armor too strong, basically.
yeah. I got a lot of things to say about armor that I won't say until you finish the show. But
All right, we'll talk about it in a couple of weeks. A couple of
yeah.
weeks, we'll talk more
What
about Luke Cage because most
disappoints
of the world
me,
will probably have seen it then.
you don't, just so you know, after you finish the last episode, they didn't do like Jessica Jones and sneak in an Iron Fist trailer at the end, which I was really fucking hoping for.
Well, I don't think they knew if they were going to do it for sure then or not. Now, because of the success that they're generating, I think it's for sure. But I think right then they had cast it, but they hadn't started filming it, so it was still kind of on the bubble.
Like I can prove that Iron Fist and Power Man are like two of my favorite heroes right now because this is actually like right next to where we're recording. Hold on a second.
All right. And there's some moments in Luke Cage, like I love the shout outs when he hits the Sweet Christmas, and there was one part where he looks like he's actually Power Man, which is
Great
pretty
for
sweet.
the audio people, but it's gonna be great for the audio. But I was reading this before the show, Power Man and Iron Fist, and I know it's in horrible condition because the motherfucker didn't put backing boards on it when the guy I bought it from. But it's got Frogger 2 ad on the back. That's how you can tell that it's like authentic old one. But yeah. This
See, dude,
is
I don't know. You don't necessarily need backing boards if you get good Mylar bags, though.
yeah, this is a shit bag. Like this is probably like some shit from like there's some good stuff in here because this is when the Secret Wars was happening. So you get the ads for the action figures with the little shields and shit.
Yeah, we hear you, Byron. Hi.
Hey Byron.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're knocking,
Okay, so
but you
how
can't
was
come
Horror
in.
Nights?
It was a lot of fun. I really recommend going. And
Did you like Harry Potter?
Harry Potter was awesome. I had no idea what was gonna happen or like what was going on, so it was really cool. Went on that ride in the castle.
Yeah.
I think we won some race with some ball with wings on it. It was really cool.
Byron,
Did you,
what happened to 8 a.m., Byron? I thought this was your idea.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna try to make it because Jamie's here. I was gonna.
But you're in your house. How do you not make it to some place when you don't have to leave your home?
Yeah.
He did a me and thought he was coming over to your house to record this
Yeah,
week, Justin.
I was stuck in traffic.
I love you're stuck in traffic from your bedroom to the other room in your house. I love it.
Yeah.
He's on the
guess
open
what?
road like Son of Havoc.
What happened?
Eat a bagel bite. Wake up, dude. The best part about this, Byron, is
Yeah.
you are just in time for your favorite part of the show, MMA talk.
Oh.
Yeah, I stalled for like 5 minutes for you by talking about Luke Cage. And
We talked
showing
about
some
Luke
comics.
Cage. We talked about other stuff. We even talked about Gordie Howe, I think. We
Let's
talked
talk-
about all the things you love. We talked about Ivalisse, one of your favorites. We talked a lot about
Nice.
Ivalisse. I put her over at night.
Dude,
She was
check
really
this
good.
shit out. Fucking Pryor's Place ad, the kids show starring Richard Pryor.
I remember that. And
Yeah.
like, whose idea was that? Whose idea of a bad idea was that?
Dude, it's got some cool shows with it too. It's got fucking Dungeons and Dragons, the Pole Position cartoon, Space Ace, Cubert, and the Muppet Babies.
Byron, you want to plug yourself and tell us who you are and introduce yourself this late in the show so I can move on with the MMA news?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm Byron, the MMMshow MMA expert at Byron Fever on social media for all latest breaking news on CM Punk's what does he do? His wrist things?
Yeah.
You know.
No,
this is
getting our Vandalay on. We're getting ready to warm up and knock you out, Byron.
That's Dean Malenko, fellas.
Dude, I don't know if all the popping of my wrists made it on mic or not, but yeah. I type a lot for work. Yeah.
That is a Vandalay thing for sure. Okay, so Byron, do you know what happened to this Manila card? Have you heard about this yet?
Yes, expert.
No. I heard that 205 is supposed to be a fun show. Might be worth watching. And
might be worth watching.
I think I remember some stuff from the last show we did.
Right. 205 is not going to just be worth watching. 205, if you are a housewife in middle America that absolutely abhors violence and will never watch televised mixed martial arts ever, will be watching 205. 205 is going to be the hugest MMA show of all time. I'm calling it right now. I think it's going to do over 2 million buys. But I'm talking about UFC Manila. For the first time in quite a long time, the UFC is actually canceled an event. It was supposed to be headlined by BJ Penn versus Ricardo Lamas, and the biggest problem with the card was there was almost nothing else on it. Like, I think Derek Lewis or somebody was on it fighting a no name. Like, anybody who was a name at all was fighting a complete tomato can. So they're saying they're actually going to pay these guys something. I don't know what that's going to be, but they're going to shell out something. And it's a really weird situation because I didn't really like that fight very much for BJ Penn anyway. But at this point, I was like, I'm just ready to see him fight anybody. I really liked the idea back of the Dennis Seaver fight. I haven't really liked any of the other matches they've had for BJ. I kind of want to see him fight more of the middle of the road. Like, I want to see him to fight the 13, 14, and 15th ranked guys. I don't really want to see him fight the top 5 guys. Not yet. Like, if he comes back and he puts some leather on some people and really is back to old BJ, sure. Vault him right up to the top. But I really, really liked the idea of him versus Dennis Seaver because that was like, yeah, let BJ come back. Dennis Seaver's kind of on the way out. BJ's kind of on the way out. Like, let one of these two guys prove that they still deserve to be around and be a fighter that's name is ringing out or talked about. It was a good fight. Lamas, however, is like, he's on his way up. He is definitely a top contender right now. I would hate to see him get derailed by BJ Penn, a guy who may not even stick around for another fight afterwards. That'd be a waste of him to me. And I'd hate to see BJ Penn get destroyed by some young kid who's working his way to the top of the division, obviously. So the fact that the fight is off itself, that fight doesn't bother me. But it is crazy that they've canned an entire card. There are rumors that may explain why they got rid of the entire card, because this is just our UFC Fight Pass card. It wasn't even Fox 1. And they've thrown out some duds out there before that, for MMA fans, great, but for anybody else, who cares?
Like the last Fox Sports card?
But yeah, it was a little bit in that realm, even though Dodson Lineker, I think, was a pretty good fight. There's a couple other names on there, but nothing huge. There are rumors, however, that there was going to be some testing of some kind on people coming into the country, and that passports would be revoked in country for failure of certain things and any violations of any rules, regulations, or laws, that basically UFC fighters could get stuck in the Philippines. And I don't know if any of this is true or not. I'm not reporting it. I'm just saying that those rumors were floating around, and that when the title fight went away, UFC was just kind of like, why risk our fighters and have this crappy card? Now, they have good TV partners over there, so it's amazing that this fight is going away. I don't know what that does for the business over there. And when the UFC was purchased, expanding into Asia was a big part of the business model that was drawing that 4.2 billion number, not just Conor McGregor, even though he's worth quite a bit of it. You know, expanding Asian markets and ones with real TV deals. And the Philippines is one with a real TV deal for UFC. So it kind of sucks for them that this event went away.
Oh, man. Yeah, it sucks for the guys, but at least they're getting paid a little bit. And because they did have to pay for all their training camps and shit going up to this, and hopefully they'll get on another card soon.
Yeah, and they're going to put them on other cards, I think, soon. But yeah, this is a new thing for the UFC too. It's like, yeah, we're making a whole event disappear. I don't think they ever did this with when the, you know, John Jones fight that fell off or any of the other ones that actually got disappeared. I don't think that people got paid. And these poor guys,
No.
you know, they're working hard and they're shelling out money for this stuff.
I remember
the
people
fight
complaining
today-
that they weren't paying people last time that happened. So yeah, I think this is a first.
Byron, I hoped you saved $60 for tonight, because tonight is it tonight? It's Bisping Hendo.
Oh,
don't even
I'm
remember
gonna
what
be
day of the
out
week it is.
of. I gotta
hope
go
you
to
don't
that
have
art
to-
show, dude. I gotta support the great Bernie Wrightson right here. Yes, I have to. But otherwise, I would be watching it because Hendo's the shit.
Can you just
Well-
order and I'll show up at your house?
Yeah, maybe that's possible.
You're not coming to my house
I'm
ever.
coming to your house.
actually-
Casey.
They owe me like 3 or 4 free fights because UFC Rewards is going away, and I didn't have enough points to get anything good from it. So I think I just went for free fight pass for 6 months and like 3 or 4 free pay-per-views.
Nice.
So yeah, so the headliner is Bisping Hendo. I don't know how I feel about this fight. I really don't want. I want to see both guys win. I don't really want to see either of them lose. I just think the story is so good either way. Like if Hendo wins, he goes out as the champ, and he's going to retire either way. I don't think there's any two ways about it. And Dana, I think, already has a plan for kind of this round robin thing between all the other contenders and Bisping to get back in there, of what to do with the belt. Like, I think they already know what they're going to do if Hendo wins and vacates and retires. Because you basically have all the top guys already facing off. So it's almost like there's a tournament going on as it is. But then if Bisping wins, it's vindication for that vicious, like, late shot or, you know, the knockout elbow or whatever. And, you know, he is the younger, faster guy, a little more in his prime than Hendo, but Bisping ain't no spring chicken either. I mean, Bisping's a little long in the tooth and was this close to retiring himself before he beat Anderson and then went on to win the title from Luke. I mean, Bisping was already talking like, hey, guys, if I can't get one of these done, I'm out of here. So I just think it's a really interesting fight. It's almost a Legends fight. It's, you know, a lot of people have complained that it's not Bisping facing the #1 contender, but I mean, the dude's been around for a long time. He's faced a lot of top guys. I think he deserves this one. And a lot of these other guys, I honestly don't think Bisping's going to get past. I think he's got a 50-50 chance with Hendo. Like, either Hendo's going to drop him with an H-bomb or Bisping's going to piece him up and stay on the outside. I'm going to, believe it or not, Casey, you might hate me for this one. I'm actually going to pick Bisping. I love his hands coach, Jason Perillo. I think that Jason... Dude, what do you want me to say? I think that Jason's going to have the game plan.
I want you to see you pick Hendo.
I think Perillo's going to have the plan for Bisping to dance around and outpoint Hendo. I don't think it's going to be a finish. I don't think he's going to knock Hendo out, and I don't think Hendo's going to knock him out. I think Bisping's got the chin to survive it, and I think he's got the footwork and the dancing to get it done. I think he's going to dance his way out of this one.
You mean run away? Run away.
Hey, look, Dodson proved that is not the best strategy. I thought Dodson won that fight. I thought the head kicks put him slightly ahead and some of the ground stuff. But I mean, just like this much. But that backing up shit that he was doing cost him the fight, hands down. Like
we've seen backing up really work for people like Machida.
Hey, it worked great for Stipe. Stipe won the title backing up. Yeah. He knocked out Verdum backing up.
And Chuck used to do that shit all the time. Like he could knock people out backing up. Fucking
honestly, John Dodson looked a lot like Chuck in that fight, believe it or not, for a little guy, the style that he was fighting. And it's just a shame he lost. Dodson's my boy, and I really wanted to see him at the top of that 35 division, and now he's going to have to fight his way back in there. But he's going to, I guarantee he's going to beat the next 10 guys he fights.
Say something so we can see the cameo by Billy. So, you become full screen here. Hey, Billy.
Billy Fever thinks Hendo's going to win with a roundhouse kick to the jaw.
I love that call, dude. If that actually happens without you even betting at all, I will give you $50 if that actually
even
happens.
Throw kicks that high?
No, he's never thrown one in his life. He throws a short inside leg kick, and I think that's about it. And it just sets up the right hand. There's also
the H-bomb.
Vitor Belfort versus Gergard Mousasi. I'm going to actually pick Gergard in that fight.
I'm going to pick him because even if he loses, Vitor will piss dirty and he'll get the win anyway.
Maybe. Does that even count after the fact? And then there's St. Preux versus Jimmy Manoa. I'm going to pick St. Preux in that fight too. I like Ovince St. Preux. It was a shame that he had to face off against John Jones, and John Jones is only fighting like the last million years. But I think Ovince, with a little work, could still be in the top 5 of that 205 division. So hopefully he gets the win. That's it for me on MMA. That's it for me on Lucha Underground. Byron, do you have anything you want to add about Lucha Underground before we get out of here?
I thought it was a really good show. I'm excited to see Jeremiah.
Right? Jeremiah.
He looks like he wants to start beating people up. Once
I agree, but he told him not to. We talked about that a little bit, and so I'd like to see, if Evie really tries to keep him out of the ring, that they just fight.
Byron, you should listen. You should listen to like all the good jokes we had during the Lucha Underground segment. I was very proud of them, so you should go back and listen.
We were actually kind of funny today, weren't we? Huh?
Yeah. We had a really good show because no one was talking about WWE shit every 5 seconds.
Did you guys hear the latest news about Roman Reigns?
No.
He still sucks.
It's delicious.
Oh, so good, Byron. I do have to plug something.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, plug, Case.
Okay, this isn't like my event or anything, but if you're in the LA area and you're not watching UFC tonight, Creature Features in Burbank, it's on Magnolia. They're doing an art show to benefit the legendary Bernie Wrightson, co-creator of Swamp Thing, fucking amazing horror artist. Here's my copy of Creepy Presents Bernie Wrightson right here. I love this book. It's great. Buy it. All proceeds from the art show go to benefit Bernie Wrightson. He's not doing so good right now. So yeah, the actual receptions tonight at 6 for people watching live that are in the LA area. But if not, the art show goes on for a while there usually, and you can still buy shit and it'll still benefit them from the store. You just got to go check
Byron.
out.
Yeah.
I got something you can do. How come ADR no-showed in Mexico last week?
I have an idea, but I don't think it's confirmed news. But he no-showed, and everyone started shitting on him, which was funny because it was deserved. Even AAA in the middle of the show started shitting on him. And then he said he got attacked by some guy with a knife. And
showed pictures.
He showed pictures.
No, he said he got stabbed. He said he got stabbed. Even what he showed looked like a slice, but it looked gruesome if it was in fact him.
Yeah, though those wounds looked really gruesome. I mean, he was back working like 2 days later at a show with the taped up arm.
Oh, and he said he didn't call anyone to let him know until Monday because he lost his phone in the scuffle, and no other phone could call AAA apparently because I guess they're the fucking bat phone or something.
That's true. I mean, like when you tell your manager when you don't have your phone and you tell your manager at some point that you've been attacked.
Or your 12-year-old girlfriend that's good with social media.
Oh, yeah. Well, she could have just tweeted it out. But I think that maybe they just didn't have that good international calling plan. Maybe he was waiting to
they may not have been
down.
I mean, it happened in San Antonio. God damn it.
Yeah. And Ryan Satin, I think, or Satan, however his name is spelled, started doing detective work, and he's not making any.
I don't think his name's Ryan Satan. I don't think his name is Satan.
And he did detective work. He's not saying any claim or anything. He's just saying he talked to the San Antonio police, and there were no. This was not on their reports for the night. So
yeah, and Zach texted me that, and I was laughing my ass off. I hope Zach's listening.
It could have been a smaller towns outside of San Antonio. It's a small town, so.
Well, I didn't even watch the show. I was going to try to watch that show, and I didn't get a chance to. But with no Pentagon and then not even the spectacle of ADR, that just kind of leaves a sour taste.
They hot-shotted some clown storyline. Casey, you might know more of that, but they basically
so Psycho Clown had the other clowns turn on him and help him literally get set on fire, because Wagner put him through a table in the corner with a Death Valley driver that was on fire, and he got pretty fucking burnt. I've tweeted the pictures and stuff like that. You can find it on mine, or I'm sure you could just find Psycho Clown burns. Follow Psycho Clown. You'll see him there too. But yeah, it was kind of weird getting retweeted by Pagano about that. But there you go. But
it's weird though, because the clowns have been like a major part of AAA of their shows, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, they've been in the top storylines for a while.
You know, you could retweet a stupid spot and say this is stupid and they shouldn't have done it, and then have everyone in AAA retweet it going, fuck yeah, this is awesome. Look, this American guy is liking our product. And I'm like, no, I'm saying you shouldn't have done that. I'm saying you should have learned about
we're the Americans that actually do watch your product. See, they just think, wow, somebody's actually watching. This is good. But it's like, no, we're already watching, bro. Like, this is not good. This is making us not want to watch more.
They just
because they've had fire incidents in the past where people have been fucked up and missed a lot of time, and they didn't learn from them. So
I gotta go watch this now, because I just didn't have the time last weekend. But you know, I'm a big fan of Psycho Clown, so I want to see what's up. That's messed up.
Yeah, you want to watch it before they edit it for TV, because like Rob Viper tweeted at us before I actually saw the match, the first time Psycho Clown kind of chickened out on the bump and didn't land on the flaming table, so they had to redo the spot. So not only did he get hurt, he got hurt redoing a fucking spot.
Dude, how old is Wagner, by the way, to be doing spots like that?
He's pretty fucking old. Like, legit, he's been okay. When me and Byron were in high school and playing Japanese wrestling games, he was in those fucking games. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember Wagner from when I was in high school. Like, think about the other guys that were popular. Like, I just saw Rob Van Dam tweeting out a picture of selling his singlet to benefit Brunk's surgery or whatever, Sabu's surgery. And like, I looked at him, I'm like, oh yeah, Rob Van Dam's pretty old now. There's no way he should be wrestling. He's all fat and big and looks like, you know, just running a comic book store and smoking weed. But like, imagine Wagner's older than that dude.
Oh, you think that's bad, Justin? In Japan, coming up, Nosawa is wrestling Mil Mascaras.
What?
Yeah, because Nosawa puts on his own shows, and he fucking loves Mil Mascaras. So he's like, I'm gonna bring him in to wrestle me. He's older than my grandpa, probably.
I think Vader might be younger than Wagner.
Oh, Vader.
I don't know. It's probably close. I mean, they're legacy wrestlers anyway. Like, you know.
Well, Vader's got some extra drug years on him. You know, he's got some extra drug years on his body. Vader does.
Oh, and Vader. I was talking to Zach about Vader recently, because there was this story that he wrestled in Japan and pissed off the wrong people, so they tied him up and started slicing him with a knife. I'm not bringing that up for any reason.
Knife slicing apparently is the theme of the week.
Can we bring
all right, guys? Well,
I just want to bring up that Del Rio is stealing Jamie Noble's gimmick, and that I'd rather say get well soon to Jamie Noble.
Yeah, get well soon, Jamie Noble. Shit, that's not good. He got stabbed in the spine.
He actually got jumped, and it wasn't by his girlfriend. So,
yeah.
Well, I'd love to see ADR show up someplace big soon, just because I think it's interesting stuff. Not no other reason than that. Like, I just think I want to see the story continue, because from every moment since he came into Lucha Underground, this story of Alberto El Patron / Alberto Del Rio, whatever you want to call him, has been amazing. And it's just fun to follow outside of the ring. I love doing stuff like that. I mean, it's the new kayfabe, following these guys.
I'd like to see him show up somewhere too, Justin, because then that would mean he'd honor a commitment for once in his fucking life.
He has a good streak going right now.
Dude, I want to see him show up back in Lucha Underground again, just so I can see the look on EV Dub and DJ's face next time we go to the temple when they have to deal with it.
I want to see him job to Mundo again.
Thick, mean individual.
Did you guys?
I wonder if I'd get banned for throwing actual human shit at Alberto Del Rio in the temple.
They wouldn't be able to tell where it came from so many directions.
Security might ban you, but I don't know if anyone else would, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, those guys are buff. I don't want to piss them off, man. They'll fuck me up.
And maybe a couple of workers might be mad. I'm sure he's still got a friend or two somewhere.
Did you guys go to the Sabotage show last night?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's a big show. No, I was at Universal Studios. It was a big show.
No, but I heard a lot of our friends did go.
Taya defended the AAA women's belt against Thunder Rosa. I think she won.
Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah, I was getting tweets about it. I was too busy listening to the new Green Day record over and over again. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I wasn't.
It was really good.
No, I wasn't doing that. No, it's not.
I liked it.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You like the Blink album? You don't like the Green Day album?
I do like the Blink album a little bit, but I'm not down with the Green Day album. It sounds like rehashed stuff. Like it sounds like a bad Weezer record.
No,
guys, it's 2017. Do we really need to call them albums and records?
Yes.
Come on.
Sorry,
is it on Spotify?
Those 10 downloads aren't great.
Yeah. Is it on Spotify for free yet?
It's on Spotify.
Okay.
Is it?
I'll not listen to it there. It'll recommend it to me, and I'll press skip. Just like
I'll tell you, I'm listening to the new Fanagram record. The new Fanagram record's awesome. That's the one you should get, not the Green Day album. That's my call.
No one knows who that is or cares.
Nah, I think you guys should just listen to some Wu-Tang, especially if you've been watching Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So
I just keep watching the trailer over and over again because it pops up on my Netflix, and I just let it rock because it's the shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yay.
Oh, dude, and the whole fucking bring the ruckus spot. Great. It's great.
Was that episode 3?
Somewhere around there, yeah, 3 or 4.
That's a good scene too.
Yeah, you gotta watch Luke Cage, Byron.
What's that? No, I know. But don't
have you watched any of the Marvel series?
I'm still getting through Daredevil.
Oh my god.
Season 1 or 2?
Daredevil.
He's still. So you've watched one episode of Daredevil, is what you're saying?
Like 4.
Okay, that's
just
better.
Like he's read 2 issues of Preacher now. We gave him all of them like 8 months ago, and he still only read like 2 issues of it.
We know he reads slow though. He was in a special class in high school. I went to high school with him. I know. We used to laugh at the class he was in.
That's true.
Not really.
Because I remember that bus that drove him was a little bit
short. Yeah.
All right, I gotta go, guys. I got stuff to do. It's Saturday.
Later, Justin.
There's a whole life to live out there. Byron,
say your prayers, take your vitamins.
Say your prayers, take your vitamins. You got any kind of catchphrase or anything, Casey, for this whole deal?
Fuck you, Byron.
By the way, your intro last week went over great, Casey. People loved your styling and profiling at the beginning of last week's episode.
No one likes Casey. That's a lie.
Yeah. All I know is they got none of that today because I was mad that Byron didn't show up. So if you missed that this week, give Byron shit on Twitter at Byron Fever.
Everybody who listens to this, please tweet at Byron Fever. You suck for showing up late.
Dude, I tweeted everyone on Twitter, blow up Byron's messages so that it wakes him up. No one even retweeted it. I mean, come on.
Most of those people were still asleep too.
That's pretty
running from a hurricane.
Yeah, fuck you, Shane Helms.
There's a hurricane coming through. All right, guys.
They actually had to cancel their tapings because they put Shane Helms backstage, and he's making this happen. It's bad luck.
Well, hopefully everybody out there who's in Hurricane's path will get out of Hurricane's path. Again, out to the family of Josh Samman, we send our condolences. And watch that UFC tonight. We'll talk about that more next week. Casey, you're not going to be here next week, right?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to visit my girlfriend and taking a little vacation from work, so I will be gone next week.
Well, consider your time approved off from this show as well. Godspeed to you. Enjoy your time away. Byron, please show up on time so I'm not just talking to myself for
Are we going to
an
do
hour.
one next week?
Yeah, me and you. Let's do one next week. We'll do there's going to be something good to talk about from Lucha Underground, I have a feeling. And we'll have this fight to talk about real quick.
And so you guys know, I'm going to be timing this week's episode versus next week's to prove to everyone that the reason we go
right now, we're at about an hour and 5 on this one or something.
Oh yeah, we agreed to 30 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I know. But when Byron woke up, it was too much fun to make fun of him. We could have gotten done in about 40, I think. But
the MMA hour.
Anyway,
Byron Fever.
I'm out of here. They're out of here. So until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.